not to lower the scale and the international multitude that we have been targeting in today's edition of the Checkpoints, let's turn to business. Now, and to Nodar Giorgadze, a Georgian-born businessman who lives in Slovakia, now running businesses as there as well.
Yes, Gino Wellness Center in Rabat and Mtskheta, and Gino Paradise in Tbilisi, a very good and popular family time place that children love the most.
Yeah, and much more, Elena. The holding is quite big and quite diverse, and what we will see from Anna Tavadze's footage now is that this diversity was a wise decision from the businessman. The effect of pandemic and the ways to adapt to the tough times from Nodar Giorgadze in the Checkpoints.
Gino Holding, an investor of 44 million euros, has temporarily closed all businesses in Georgia. Nodar Giorgadze, a Georgian businessman living in Slovakia, talks about the projects he managed in Georgia before the pandemic, the effects of the current crisis, and future plans.
During the pandemic, it was difficult for me to do business in Georgia because everything was closed here except for construction. Hotels Gino Wellness Mtskheta and Gino Wellness Rabat, Aquapark Gino Paradise are also closed. Although we had the right to operate in the summer, the season turned out to be very weak because people were scared of pandemic. I tried for a few months to cover expenses with my own finances, including the payroll, income, etc. From October to November, we could only keep 35–40% of the employees because everything was closed. I was forced to put the rest of the staff on unpaid leave. It was a tough decision because all employees have families.
Due to the pandemic, the expenses of the business group have been increased by an additional 1.5 to 2 million lari. The business did not have profits until the pandemic, but Nodar Giorgadze, who calls himself an emotional investor, did not stop investing in the hope of the future. He says he will not change his plans and will implement another 547 million euro investment project. However, due to the current uncertainty, he can no longer see the potential for recovering increased expenses or even profiting in the near future.
All my investments in Georgia have more emotional side than profit. I haven't made any investments that would have profited me in 5–7 years. Every year we have to invest about 2–3 million Georgian lari to keep these businesses running and get people accustomed to the modern way of life. We need to invest 2–3 million for business development additionally. Therefore, even before the pandemic, I was not in a position to make a profit.
The other businesses in the group, mainly in the construction sector, do not stop. The construction of a 220-room hotel in the Tbilisi Sea area continues. One thing that the investor is sure of is that if Georgia wants to be established in the world map and develop consistently, then it must definitely become a full member of the European Union and NATO.
Slovakia is a small country. In 2021, Slovakia will receive an additional 11 billion euros from the European Union to sustain and restore the economy. Slovakia's GDP is 89 billion euros, per capita is about 16,700 euros. We must consider that Georgia lags far behind Europe in these matters, and the sooner Georgia becomes a member of the EU and NATO, the sooner we will move forward.
When the doors of Gino Paradise will be reopened and when we will be able to re-access the water slides will be decided upon the effectiveness of Georgia's resistance towards economic downsliding.
Hey guys, stay tuned, subscribe and follow us on BMG.